Deployed, cheated on, caught by mom. Posted by Good Inflation 3204. If you like these stories and want to see more, please like and subscribe. Well, as the title says, it's the movie Dear John but in real life and without the letter, instead a text message from mom with a modern day screenshot. I'm 20, M, who has been dating this girl 19F for 5 years. We dated all throughout high school and continued to do so after high school. I ended up joining the military after graduating, and we stayed together throughout the ordeal. I came back home for a bit, left and checked into my unit and almost immediately got sent on a deployment. Communication has been spotty at times, and the internet isn't always the best, so keeping up with my girlfriend and talking to her all the time has been challenging. I received a message, however, from my mom earlier today asking if I knew where my girlfriend was. I opened the message, which contained a screenshot of my former girlfriend's Instagram story of her in a bed watching Netflix. My mother is super low-key on Instagram and does not post often. She usually only uses it to check up on my Instagram and see what I am doing. Well, this ended up being a good thing for me because she was so low-key that when my ex-girlfriend hid her story from me, she forgot to also hide it from my mother. At first, I thought it was normal dark-roomed Netflix that all these girls love to post until I realized it was my good friend's bedroom. It didn't take much of anything for me to realize what had probably happened or has been happening for a while since I've been gone, but like many people on here, I would have never guessed it would have happened to me. I didn't question either of them, and instead, I pleaded with one of my best friends to please tell me the truth about what had been happening while I was gone, and he eventually caved after I called him on FaceTime crying and pleading to him for the truth. I'm sickened, heartbroken and distraught at the discovery and the fact that people who I consider to be my friends and would have my back betrayed me. For all my fellow brothers and sisters out there that don't get to see their significant other often, at least have your mother follow your significant other. It might save you the heartache. And now for the top comments. Please tell me you're not going to try to make it work. Dating while long distance or deployed is one of the worst bets you can make. Also, drop all those friends, including the one you had to pry the truth out of. In life, you have family, people you trust, acquaintances, co-workers, and strangers. Those friends clearly aren't people you trust, and there's no point in being acquaintances with them, so into the stranger pile they go. Block them on everything. That is beyond disrespectful to have your GF and friend do that to you. It hurts seeing the people you thought cared about you do something like that, but on the bright side, you know their true colors. And now for our next story. 2 years relationship down the drain. Posted by Momo946. Okay, Redditors. Hold on to your hats because this story is a doozy. I met a guy, let's call him Josh, about 2 years and a couple of months ago. At first, our relationship was purely sexual as he was in a 5-year, open relationship with a girl named Hannah. After a while, he ends his relationship with Hannah and chooses to be with me. While he's with me, though, he asked to be open but only on his side of the relationship. I, stupidly, said yes, but that isn't the reason we end up breaking up. We ended up breaking up the first time because he started treating me coldly. So I break up with him, but he begs me to stay with him. He apologizes and says that he neglected and treated me badly because he was under a lot of stress due to his grandfather, whom he loved very much, getting progressively ill and then dying. I agree to get back together with him. A few months later, he brings up that he still loves Hannah and asks me to give a closed, polyamorous relationship with him, her, and me a try. I agree to try and make him happy and also because I was bi-curious at the time. So we enter our 3-way relationship, and right off the bat, things are rocky. The biggest issue was jealousy, but I also ended up resenting Hannah because I confronted her, and she confessed about lying to me by saying she loved me when she actually didn't. She only said and did what she did to please Josh and ensure that she could stay by his side. So after a while, Hannah and I both break up with Josh, coincidentally on the same day without knowledge of each other's intentions. The agreement we had made when we entered our relationship was that if all of us broke up, then none of us would get back together singularly. However, Josh begs me for another chance, saying that this time he wants to date just me. I was reluctant but agreed because Hannah asked me to give him another chance. After all, despite her hurting me, I did have a soft spot for Hannah. So I get back together with him. However, I make it a condition that he doesn't talk to or interact with Hannah because I couldn't trust him around her, and vice versa. I also stopped talking to Hannah to give myself time to heal about her lying to me. For 2 years, things go great. I'm happy and able to trust him again, and due to circumstances, the both of us end up talking to Hannah again. Then he asks me to have sex with Hannah because he misses the days where he had both of us. I'm taken aback but say yes only if I'm made aware of when he does it and am given photos/videos of evidence if I'm unable to be there myself when it happens. However, according to him, Hannah rejected the offer, saying that she didn't want to get involved and additionally, Hannah had gotten herself a new boyfriend. The boyfriend part I knew was true because Hannah herself confirmed this, not to mention Josh received a death threat from said boyfriend later on. So we dropped the idea and end the conversation. 3 months later, I dropped by Josh's house and, I don't know what possessed me to, but I looked through Josh's phone. I do so, and I find nudes from Hannah, sexual texts between the two of them, pictures of a birthday gift he bought for her without my knowledge, and a callous text about me. The next day I broke up with him. Now I am unsure what to do because of the situation. I made it very clear to him when I met him that if he ever cheated on me that it would be the most and only unforgivable offense he could do. Not only am I hurt, but Hannah is hurt as well, because he manipulated her by saying I had his consent to cheat, by saying he loved her and with promises of the three of us getting back together. Additionally, he proposed to me, yes proposed, after we broke up, saying that he had every intention to propose before I found out that he was cheating and that he had planned to come clean. He tells me that he never knew how much I meant to him, despite him saying that the first time we broke up, and I feel like he's guilt-tripping me by saying things like how he feels empty looking at the ring he bought for me and how he feels depressed because there's nothing he can do with it and it's a reminder of what he could have had. To top it all off, he claims that he wasn't in his right mind when he cheated because he was going through a rough patch during his therapy sessions and turned to cheat because it made him feel less weak. All of this leaves me feeling lost, upset, hurt and confused. I want to forgive him, but I've already given him 3 chances, and he messed up each one. So I would love to hear your thoughts, opinions and/or advice. Thank you. And now for the top comments. Move on. This relationship has been nothing but lies. You allowed too much. Setting boundaries and breaking them. Seek counseling. You know not how a relationship should be. The operative word here is your own stupidly. Correct yourself, increase your awareness, insight and move forward. We all have made monumentally big mistakes. Personally, I cannot wrap my mind around opening sharing my lover, ever. 2 years down the drain is better than realizing that by this time next year, SOS. Or in 2026, 2031 that you could and should have dumped his manipulating ass on December 18, 2021. 3 strikes, 2 too many for Josh, and he's out. And ejected from your love game. Do what you would tell a family member to under the circumstances you posted as long as it tells Josh bye bye and good riddance. NC him and put Hannah on probation. And now for our next story. Being cheated on for 4 years. It's not that he did this to me that hurts but the fact he did it to 4 children and that he sees no wrong in still playing this game. So long story short, we met 4 years ago. He had nothing to offer but his charm and sucked me right in. Had nothing to do with his 3 children in a different state from an apparent false DV charge. Firstly, he cheated in the early days with a minor. I'm so stupid I believed him and went back. Then he began convincing another woman we weren't together was screwing her and her friend while I miscarried our baby and while he was trying to swear his undying love for me. Anyway, we had a baby, moved, all was good. We got his 2 kids sent from QLD for 3 months that turned into years, and one is still here with me. He began to get aggressive, and I assumed it was from the death of his mother, whom he had an estranged relationship with. Then found out he's been seeing a 25-year-old where we all work behind this family back. I've offered support for him to get help to be a decent dad and be with her, but he continues to try to play her and me. I'm finally coming to terms with this as one hell narcissistic cluster B type person, and he's really sick. Finally, I can just cut it off for the sake of these kids. Makes me sick I was so messed in the head to go through this. I'm a strong person. I've got a huge heart, and he can no longer touch that. No more wasting years of my life, and soon enough, everyone will figure it out. His whole family have walked away. He has no friends as he has no idea how to not just use people. I am lucky to have good support and genuine people in my life, and no way will I let him back in. I'm don't playing a game with a little boy. I'm worth more, these kids deserve better, and we will all get that. This stuff is so real. It happens, the gaslighting, the manipulation, it's scary people have the power to do this and see it as perfectly okay. That is pure evil. And now for the top comments. Congratulations on finally checking out. Too often, a person spends years in love only to be sucked dry of their self-esteem. What's your say on this? Do you have a similar story? Comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.